It's alright.
That's what happens when you practice your godly powers in the real world.
Alright. Yeah, for some reason, my OBS wasn't picking up my microphone at all, so. Fixed. Alrighty then, so we shall recap last session 2 weeks ago. Memory's a little fuzzy, but we should do this. Okay. You guys had woken up on the day to effectively hunt down the troll that you had been sent here for. Though not garnering much information in the way of locals or asking too much about possibly what you might be up against. For those that might have been affected by this, you guys got your directions and headed off. Trouncing into the woods, and after a little bit of unknowingness of where to go, eventually stumbling across a unconscious troll body that lay on the forest floor. Not thinking twice about it, you guys, a few of you, decided to approach the body to investigate. And as did so, this creature sprung to life and started attacking. Now, during this battle, another troll was spotted up in the treetops, and I believe it was Fez that took the shot at this secondary troll in the trees. It decided to forego dealing with Fez and continue hunting this troll that you guys had first encountered, which was now in the process of running away. As the treetop troll caught up with the land-based one, it effectively ended its career quite violently in a absorbing manner, and then turned its gaze upon the rest of you as one of your party had already started attacking it, and the rest of you now turned your directions and gaze towards it. Battling this secondary troll, though more agile and more damaging than the first one, this one was a bit weaker in the hit points section, and you guys were able to fell it without, well, some of you had some problems with it, but the rest of you were fine. After dispatching this troll, you guys took some souvenirs for confirming the kill and headed back. Once reaching the town, yet again, you went back to the Iron Hearth outpost, and your liaison was called. Here he told you, though, that the first troll was the one that you guys were hunting, and the secondary acid troll was a forest protector that they had initially thought was gone, as this other troll had been rampaging through and creating havoc. With payment given for the first troll that was taken care of, and a curt attitude to trying to sweep the forest protecting troll as death under the rug for the rest of the town, you guys were able to divvy up your gold given for your thing. You also picked up another quest. Which one did you guys pick up?
Zombies.
It was the
Sorry, too many people at once. What was that?
Zombies.
The zombies and the banshees.
Banshees was the one you picked up this time, since you turned in the troll one.
Yeah. Zombies, I think, is what we're heading to now.
Correct. So, believe we ended with you guys eating and preparing for a night's rest. You set out a path for yourselves to get to this zombie-infested territory a little bit quicker by going down to where they might be selling some horses and using those for travel. If memory serves me correct.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to go down to Javine. Correct. Okay.
Yes.
So from where you guys currently at in the town that you are inside the forest, going down to Javine, that is actually going to take, because I believe I misquoted you guys the time prior. Javine is the X above the U. And straight shot, you're looking at about 6 to 7 days.
Oh, okay.
Luckily, this is a very heavy walked path, so you pretty much have an A to B point. There is no real guessing on where to travel. There's constant caravans coming in and out of Travaine, going directly north up to the Lanata border, as well as to the town that you guys are currently in. So, no worries there, and people to constantly come across, talk to, and interact with as you guys travel along. But the morning rises, you all wake up, Delilah has prepared food, and the morning is yours.
Wake up and go down and eat. Wait for the rest of the crew. Check on Malcolm to see how he's doing.
He has recovered from his initial problem, but now he's in a quiet stupor afterwards, kind of giving grunts and nods rather than actually responding.
Still?
He's just more tired. And not here.
Yeah, that too.
Is he still messed up from yesterday's battle?
No, he's healed from that.
Well, I meant like exhaustion levels and stuff. Like I think he dropped like what 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I think he only got to exhaustion level 1 though.
You got 2 penalties.
Oh, he went further than. Okay. So what happened is he dropped to 0 strength. That's what happened.
Correct. Yeah, after a long rest, he heals from that.
Right. So like when I went hunting, the group went to bed early, right? Because I think I was gone for like 2 hours. Then I came back at night.
Mm-hmm. I had a mushroom trip up in my room.
Okay. So I look towards the group, and I show them the dried rations, the jerky, like meat for the road, should last 3 days.
Nice.
Then, if necessary, I can just turn into a wolf and hunt for more food. Meat, I turn towards the meat eaters in the group, in particular if needed.
Mitranix is
And also
having
hunt
his
and
normal mealtime staring contest with his plate.
I looks at it and take a strip of meat and put it on top of the plate.
Medronix like visibly perks up.
But the downside, you should be happy you have food to eat. I go and eat my food.
Yeah, get packed up and
Just
get
like
ready
it's
to go.
just, so just like a little dialogue balloon pops up. Like Mitranix will remember this.
But the breakfast is hearty, filling, and no need to worry about your rooms or anything like that. As soon as you guys are finished with breakfast, get your things together, and Delilah takes care of the rest inside the outpost.
Well, thank you very much, Delilah, and it was nice meeting you.
She gives you a big smile and a pat on the head. Even sitting down, she is about 3 feet taller than you.
Oh, yeah. Yes, she is.
All right, so you guys heading out?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead and give me marching order. Road is plenty big enough. You guys can stand side by side if you'd like to.
See, I'm probably up front.
And Mithranix will be next to Halberd in that respect.
In the middle somewhere.
I'll be in the back.
We already had tokens up.
You did? You did? Oh, there they are.
Hey, what do you know? Alright, so are we facing north or south?
The top of the screen is north. Or, top of the screen is forward.
Alright, so I'm gonna be in the back. Think Timberlake was gonna be in front of me, and the two are gonna be in front, and Malcolm will be somewhere.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Very specific somewhere.
Wait, I'm like 3 feet tall. Okay, I'm gonna be to the side a bit so I can
I was
actually
going to say, the two shortest people in the back. Sounds the best.
You know.
Timberlake, can you be in the right side a bit more so this way we cover like a greater range of vision?
It's over here?
Because like they're gonna be like what? They're like 6 feet plus tall, right?
Yeah, hover to 6 foot ish.
If I'm in the back, I can't see shit. All right.
Meanwhile,
see
the
behind
DM
us.
is lining up his lightning bolt shot.
Just right. It's gonna come in from this corner right here.
So yeah, I'm gonna be over here. I'm just walking like this.
Nah, Dragon's best much better. Got to get that cone, you know?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, for your guys' travel, who wants to roll?
I shove volunteer.
All right, D10.
I can't wait to find another boat.
All right. So as you guys are traveling, the weather stays pretty nominal, giving you guys clear skies and open road as you guys travel, passing many different caravans along the way, each kind of slowing down as you guys pass is a bit of a custom that you guys are starting to become accustomed to as these furball caravans. The ones that don't have Valkyries attached are very open and just comforting. They stop and offer a chance to buy any of their wares if you'd like. The ones that you guys come across are you've got a traveling apothecary, an alchemist, a poisoner, and this one, an enchantress.
Does the apothecary or alchemist have the herbalism kit and some vials I can buy?
The alchemist would.
Do they also have ingredients for potions? Or like, can I find those ingredients in the grasslands?
As far as potion making goes, you can find the base ingredients to make potions, but when it comes to the final ingredient, it's magical in nature, so you need to have that either get created or create it yourself once you configure it. Find out from someone how to do that.
Could I do that as a druid with my abilities to grow plants?
As in,
Druidcraft.
yeah, I get druidcraft. You're trying to druidcraft the last ingredient. The last ingredient's crushed ruby.
Wait, what the hell? That's crushed rubies part of potions?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
that gives the
Okay.
magical nature of it. It's not a lot of rubies, but it's at least some crushed stone.
That is good to know. Huh.
So beyond that ingredient, you can find the other things to get potions started. But then you would need to either find someone who's willing to teach you how to specifically crush the rubies and imbue it with magical properties, or purchase a large stash of crushed ruby. But as far as most ingredients for the rest of the ingredients go, most are findable. Whether or not they're only in the grasslands is another story.
It's fair enough.
Incidentally, put in the comments your top 5 other reasons for why potions are red.
Correct.
Yeah. I'll just buy the herbalism kit and some vials and whatever ingredients he has.
All right. How many vials do you want?
How much are they? Is it like per vial or per bundle?
It's per vial. Because he's a traveling one, so he's only got so much.
Give me 5.
Okay. So with herbalism kit and the 5 vials, that'll be 12 gold.
Done.
Anybody else from any of the caravans?
So could does the apothecary or the alchemist have any potions of healing?
Yes, the apothecarian does.
All right, and how much per bottle?
Regular potion?
Yeah.
She's got hers going for 60 gold apiece.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll grab 2.
Okay, if you're buying 2, she'll do them for 55 apiece.
Oh, nice.
She's only got 2 more after that.
All right, I'll hand her the 110 gold.
Roger that. Anything else from any of the sales
Oh yeah,
people?
and for the enchantress, what are her wares exactly?
She's got low-level enchanted items. So
Okay.
some are simple, like smoldering armors, and
Mhm.
she's got a couple little knickknacks. She's got the biggest caravan out of all of them.
Mhm.
Hers is actually 2 carts worth. So she's got 1 cart that's full of like weapons and armor. Then she's got 1 cart that's full of just like smaller knickknacks. Some are mere like she's got this small light stone that sheds dim light in 5 feet, but you can change colors. It's basically like a nightlight stone.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it goes from something as benign enchanted as that, and pretty much like the better things that she has. She's got a couple +1 weapons and armor, but as far as like not weapons or armor, she has. As far as the best stuff she's got. She doesn't have a whole lot here.
Does she have a broom of line?
She has no brooms.
Uh,
Hmm.
She actually likes it dirty.
She's got a lock of trickery.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just it looks to be an ordinary lock. It comes with one key, but the tumblers in the lock impose disadvantage on someone trying to pick it.
I'll go grab that. How much is it?
Oh, that is only 5 gold.
All right, I'll get it.
And then, like, the next best thing she's got is a rope of mending.
Hmm. Let's see. Do I even have rope? Yeah, I do. I'll hold off on that one.
Other than that, she's got stuff in between, small, minor
Hmm.
enchantments, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I'm happy with my lock of trickery.
Okay. Anybody else want anything?
Yeah, the artificer, but they wouldn't happen to have thieves' tools, would they?
Alchemist.
Oh, I thought you said artificer. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Nope.
Um,
Never mind then.
yeah, between everybody, I don't think you. Yeah, no, there's no lockpick. Sorry.
Okay.
Nobody else?
Rations.
Oh yeah, there's rations.
Mhm.
Nice.
Oh,
I'll need a
rations?
couple days worth for now.
Yes.
Yeah, rations are 5 silver apiece.
Okay. I'll just buy 2.
Anything else, guys?
That's it.
That'll be it.
the alchemists happen to have like crushed ruby.
The alchemist, no.
Alright, then
At least none that he's gonna part with.
What about the enchantress?
The enchantress, no. She's got rubies embedded in other things, but she does not have crushed. Alrighty then. So, these are just a few of the caravans that tend to stop and slow down and converse with you guys as you travel along. Taking your small breaks here and there as you're traveling to converse with them, trade, see what they have. But the overall journey is quite pleasant. And the end of the 6th day, you guys come just into view of Javine, and another 20 minutes or so, and you guys are inside the town. Now, this town's a little bit different than the one you just came from. Obviously, it's not in a forest. This one's much more normal as far as towns go, compared to what the rest of you are used to, since none of you live in Buzzmudgeon. Much more erect buildings with a decent layout that's easy to understand and wrap your head around. Large amount of stables that ride along the west and the east side of the towns. Different breeds of horses, different size, going all the way down to donkeys and ponies. And there is a large path that goes through the north, heading through the south of the town, almost like a freeway or a highway that cuts through this entire town in its entirety. Enough for about 4 carts to be traveling side by side at once. And the very middle of this road itself is constantly seeing people, continuing on, not stopping. Whereas stuff to the side, people are slower, pulling up to different buildings, shops, and whatnot, and taking their time. Majority are Furbolg here. A couple Valkyrie do stand out among the different people, especially going that are just continuing on and driving through the middle portion of this large road. And you also have quite a few goblins here, as well as a few human. Now, though you guys are at the Now, though you guys are at the end of your traveling
Right.
day, you're not at the end of the actual day. You still have like 2 hours worth of
Yeah.
sunlight left.
Got it. I'll go look for the place with the horses.
Which side?
True, true.
Are we coming in on the eastern
West.
side or the
Coming in,
western side? I'm
coming in on the
sorry.
north.
Oh, okay.
I'll see what's happening on the western side.
West side. All right. There are a plethora of stables, all seemingly connected to different establishments that you can choose from. On the western sides, you have there are donkeys here. There are riding horses as well as draft horses.
Right. Let's see. If I want hmm. We're gonna be traveling around like this for a while, so maybe at some point it'd be best to like actually like buy like dedicated horses in the long term instead of renting them. Um, but they run for like a lot, right?
Horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're just getting riding horses, they're 75 gold
Mm-hmm.
apiece, roughly.
And the
To
draft
rent or just
horses?
like permanently.
Draft horses are about 50 average,
Mm,
but they move slower, obviously,
Right.
Yeah.
and they're meant to pull a cart.
And how much would a cart be?
That really depends on where you go for one. There are plenty of places here that do carts, carriages, and pretty much they got wagons, a whole bunch of different things that you might need here. And again, I'm giving you D&D averages, not who you talk to and how you talk to them averages.
Right.
Mm. Yeah, I'm all for getting a cart and just a couple of horses. Should be enough for all of us, right?
That shouldn't be too bad.
I think me and Tambalay could ride the same horse.
True.
If we get a cart, then all of us could just ride in the car, except for whoever's, driving the horses.
Now, going up to any establishment that deals in wagons, carts, carriages, chariots, they'll
Mhm.
go ahead and tell you that a cart can only hold 200 pounds.
Oof.
So it's me and Tambalay then.
You want
200
something,
pounds.
something closer to a wagon is 400 pounds.
And that's still not all of
I
us.
think Halvard himself, with all of his equipment, is about 340.
And the horse can't hold Halberd then. It's going to be very tired.
Oh, you get a war horse.
Yeah. Like those, like people, like 200-pound human with like 150 pounds worth of gear.
They sure was making me weigh so much. Oh, no, nope, I see it now.
What?
Oh, my armor. It's hefty. And so is my weapon. So are my weapons.
Well, yeah, you have a fucking pike.
Yeah. I also have a
Um,
hunting trap.
So you said that you misquoted the time from where we were to where we are.
Yeah.
Does that mean getting to the other place would be a little bit faster if we were walking as well? Because the last time you said something was like almost a month.
Yeah, no, that one still stands.
Okay. But war horses are expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, expensive, expensive.
We could do the strat we did with floating halberd.
Yeah, but how long would that last?
Well, I can recast it whenever, so technically as long as halberd is awake.
You mean Malcolm?
Uh, wait, what?
Because are you talking about the boots?
Yeah,
Yeah, they only work on yourself.
yeah, I know. I was
Right,
just
we
saying
can
that
use him as
if
a balloon.
Yeah, you'll
yeah,
levitate, but anything that tries to
yeah.
drag you still has to drag 300 and whatever pounds.
Okay.
You just don't
Okay.
have friction anymore. What was that, Fez?
I just said I could turn into a war horse.
You could if you want to be ridden all day.
You know, like, I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, I could put some of your stuff in my bag so that we're not carrying it around. But if we get attacked or anything, you're going to be screwed. I mean, not like you
Well,
already
I just
haven't
use my
been,
pipe
but
and I should be fine.
mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see
Based
what
Are
on
we
you
need
wait?
here.
impressions,
Oh, hmm?
based on impressions, does this city seem to, does this particular city seem to be highly commercial in terms of like constant moving in and out of traders and such?
This is more of a way station than you were told as such. This is a place for the caravans moving through Buzzmudgeon to swap out horses pretty much constantly, so they can continue on with their travels without having to waste any time as they, move the unrefined metals southward. So, I mean,
Mm.
there's constant movement going on, but as far as uh, commercial, like, there's plenty of businesses here. There's plenty of constant flow of trade and traffic, but there is no franchising or anything in that regards.
And I just wanted to make sure we're considering all of our options, but that pretty much eliminated that. So never mind.
I'm just wondering if there might be some place that needs, I don't know, an escort or something all the way to not sorry, uh Earn to Sun, where
Urtenson.
we're going. Basically, where we're going, is there a caravan that might be going that way that might need some help or something, or even let us charter a ride or something like that, so that we're not walking, but we're not going to have to buy horses right now since we obviously can't afford war horses.
I think only one of us needs a war horse, right?
Well, I think needs one too, doesn't he?
What's your weight, Nick?
Dragonborn weight.
Yeah. Hefty boy.
Never ask a lady her weight. But also all that armor and stuff too.
I mean, like a above table I never actually really put weights on any of my characters because like a lot of it feels like arbitrary, all things considered. But you can extrapolate based off of like race, height, etc. With where that weight approximately lies. So
You're a big boy.
So just so you guys know, draft horses can carry the same weight as war horses. It's just they're slower.
Hmm.
And like I said, they're meant to pull carts rather than, or war horses are also meant for battle.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't think a couple of our guys would want to ride a draft horse. They'd rather want a war horse.
Well, that's an
Hmm.
ego thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a thing
I
that
would
you.
prefer, like, Halvard would definitely prefer a war horse, but he'll understand if they can't exactly get one right now. So you said draft horse is actually, yeah. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'd be fine. Halvard would be fine with a draft horse for now ish.
There is no renting here, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. I mean, so what's the time we're talking? Just curious.
Time for what? Time of day?
Like if we had horses, no.
Oh, it's gonna cut your journey in half.
Okay. And where would I go to find out about a caravan that might be going to where we're going?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Hmm. What am I best? Hmm. 6.
Kind of looking around, a lot of the caravans just seem to be kind of moving through the middle of the street. It's getting later in the day, so not many are stopping at the moment. So you can try and flag some of them down. You know, you guys are supposed to be heading east, so you can try and look for a caravan that's headed east and hope it's going in the right direction. Um, Other than that, not sure if there's like a main hub where they all check in, like no bus station or something.
Right, it's not like a port or anything.
Not that you can tell,
Okay.
no.
All right. Is there a tavern?
There's a watering hole.
Oh, really? A town without a tavern? What kind of town is this? Jeez. Um, yeah, I wouldn't mind flagging someone down.
Okay. As far as going east, you have an option out of 3 caravans. All 3 are Furbolg led. One seems to have a couple Valkyrie attached, as well as 2 goblins. The second one seems to be 4 Furbolgs on one, looks to be a wagon. And then the third one seems to be 2 Furbolgs and 2 Tritons that have there's 2 of them apiece between 2 separate carts.
And okay, so these are like small caravans, like small.
Yeah, the big caravans are the ones that are going south.
Okay, never mind then. That's almost not worth it. It sounds like we'd have to have a horse to keep up anyway. So, draft horses then?
Draft horses with a wagon, or just draft horses by themselves?
I mean, there's almost no point in getting the wagon if it could only hold 200 pounds.
400.
Yeah, wagons hold 400.
400.
Yeah, it's still not enough though.
No, it's not.
Luckily, with the draft horses only moving 40 feet per turn, those that might be too heavy can walk.
Yeah, but we're still looking at the same amount of time then.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are looking at, if you get riding horses and you're traveling, 60 feet, then you cut your time in half. If you guys are just getting draft horses, you're only going to cut like a week, maybe a little bit more off.
Still cutting time.
It is, but it's still taking forever just to get there.
It is across the country.
That too. I mean, we can save money because, like Fez said, we can ride on the same horse. So that's saving us a bunch of money.
Right. Let's see. Then it would be one for Halvard, one for Madronix, and then one for Malcolm.
Right. So 4 horses
Yeah.
total.
For a total of 200.
Roughly.
Depending on how we haggle
Roughly.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Timberlake,
Yeah.
how about this? You give me the gold you're going to spend on that jocked horse, and I'll turn it into a jocked war horse, and you just do that for 4 hours. Take a break, let me rest, then we'll go again for another 4 hours.
Why am I paying you that money?
This way you don't have to get a horse.
Why am I paying you that money?
Aren't you the one getting the horse?
Well, I thought that we were going to share the horse.
Well, because I'm going to be turned into a horse and doing the walking.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, guys.
Well, then why am I the one being left out? I could just ride with Malcolm then,
That's true.
because he doesn't have heavy armor.
Right, just so we have a
Right.
term of scaling here,
Mhm.
what is the what would be the approximate tolerance of a weight tolerance of a riding horse?
Of a regular riding horse? Well, it's usually
Yes.
480 pounds, but you also got to implement all the other things that it's going to be carrying on itself. So you're looking at. It's going to be
So
carrying.
let's cut it down to additional weight.
Yeah, so it's going to be carrying about 150 pounds worth of gear. So you're looking at 330 max.
Okay. Right, so then so at least it should be feasible that if Tamperley truly wanted to air quote ride with Malcolm, only advantage being there that putting a lot of stuff in a bag of holding
Mm-hmm.
could theoretically ride the same horse, although from a logistical standpoint, it's really difficult getting two people to ride the same horse comfortably.
Luckily, it's more like a person and a child.
Fair enough.
So putting down the bedroll in the front of the saddle would be enough to be comfortable for both the horse and Tamberlay.
And then additionally, ironically, if regardless of whether Halvard also puts some stuff in bag of holding, or ironically just gives it to to Fez before they wild shape. That covers like any possible like equipment overages on Halvard's part to be able to ride a riding horse.
Mhm.
Meaning that in total, the group would only need to purchase 2 riding horses.
Any weight being worn by someone who wild shapes, if that person is encumbered as they wild shape, they will also be encumbered in their wild shape form. Just FYI.
Right, but if he turns into the horse and then we put stuff on him.
I mean,
Yeah.
he gains the
No.
instincts of the creature. So like the recalculation is done based off of the strength of the creature.
I'm just talking about prior, because the whole wild shape mechanic of all the items get fused in. If you're encumbered before you wild shape, you will incur the encumbrance in the wild shape. If you put the weight on afterwards, then yes, then you get the strength of the creature.
Not sure if that tracks, but we'll go with it for this game.
That's how I'm playing it.
but-
Because then you could just literally put tons of weight on a person, and then they just go zoop.
But anyway, regardless, there are solutions to where like if Halvard is too heavy for a riding horse, there are solutions to move that weight elsewhere.
Just barely too heavy. I literally just need to give put like my hunting trap in like the bag of holding, and then all of a sudden I'm 25 pounds lighter.
But regardless,
Are you carrying-
Madronix is going to be too heavy. Average 7-foot tall weight of a person is about 275 pounds. Add a dragonborn situation on top of that, you're looking at 320 easy.
And that's if he's unathletic. I'm guessing Madronix is a physical specimen.
He's a sight to behold.
So I'm guessing 350 of pure muscle.
He's got an ass that won't quit and can bounce a quarter off.
Yeah, that horse is not going to hold him.
Well, no, I meant I'm not talking about the riding horse. I'm talking about Fez transforming into a war horse. That's why I'm saying purchasing only 2 riding horses for those that basically 1 riding horse for Tamberlay and Malcolm, 1 riding horse for Halvard. Like weight restrictions, like moved as needed, and then Fez transformed into a war horse for most of the day until combat happens.
Yeah.
I'll be fair to you.
That is the strategy that I have imposed, or not imposed, but that I have presented to the party.
Mhm.
So you can take his gold and carry him around.
Yeah.
I have no arguments about this arrangement.
It's also the way that so that we're not riding on a horse that's only just barely above typical walking speed of a normal person.
Well, I can go at 60 feet, so.
I was
like-
going to say Fez and Tamberlay kind of handicaps you guys in the walking speed situation.
No, I was 30 feet. My speed is 30 feet.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not 25.
I'm just talking average. I'm just
Yeah.
talking average, not necessarily like individual members. Because like I'm assuming like traveling speed was calculated based off of average walking speed of a typical character, which is around 30.
I calculated it off of your slowest person walking speed in the group.
Oh, okay. Regardless.
It's
Yeah.
true because like
You were all
we can
moving-
look back to the slowest guy.
Yeah, if you were all moving 30, then it would take you, instead of it being just under a month, it would take you just about 3 weeks.
But with us on horses and me as war horse, we should get there in what you said, 2 weeks.
Yeah, right about, depending on weather holding and you guys getting lost or not.
Well, then I guess we need to buy horses.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, plenty of different establishments to buy riding horses at, especially on the west side. All Furbolg owned, nothing really physically or, I mean, like store signs or anything like that. There's really nothing to differentiate between the two. It seems that a lot of the business, at least horse-wise, going on here seems to be very much already allocated and not much in the way of bartering. It seems like these might be like companies that are constantly working with the caravans that run north to south, and so they already have like predetermined. Okay, you're with this company, so you just go to those stables and swap your horses and go. So, going up to the first one that you guys have nearby, a bit more white-haired of a Furbolg than a lot of the other people you see around. He's tall, but has a severe hunch, so he's closer now to Madronix's height, and has a very large staff that he puts a lot of his weight on. And he also uses it to kind of reach out and tap some of the younger Furbolgs that are tending to the horses and getting things ready. Sees you all approach. Can I help you?
Yeah, we're looking for some horses. We need a couple of
Oh,
riding
you've
horses. Actually.
come to the right place.
Well,
We've got horses.
yeah, I can see that. That's amazing. That's exactly what we need. We
Mm-hmm.
need a couple of riding horses to take us cross country.
Riding horses, okay. He kind of turns and takes his staff out and taps one of the Furbolgs that are currently brushing down a horse. Prepare some of them riding horses for viewing. And he turns back to you as the younger Furbolg runs away over to, down to the like far right corner of the stables. And who do y'all work for?
Well, that's kind of funny. We don't actually. Yeah, we do, don't we? We are.
The Drydex gives a weird. He doesn't have eyebrows, but the eyebrow ridge is raised.
The scales above the eyebrow.
We're currently working with the Iron Hearth.
Iron Hearth. Not a lot of business with them, but I'm always open to starting one. Are you all looking for a contract or just a one-time buy?
Oh, just the one time buy.
Oh, that's too bad, but I can still accommodate you all. Kind of leans back in the direction where the younger Furbolg had disappeared to. Kind of for a little bit. Ah, here he comes. Follow Theodore here. He'll take you out to look at our stock.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
Kind of closes his eyes and just gives a little nod and kind of nods a little bit long, and you start to hear a. Well, get going.
And head out.
Yeah.
The Furbolg mentioned to you as Theodore seems to be a decently young Furbolg, as he only sits about 5'5". He's kind of got a little bounce in his step as he will run forward and kind of turn around and make sure you all follow in, and then run a little bit forward again. Takes you down decently far to the end of the stables, and a crop of riding horses sits before you. There's 7 altogether, ranging from a very deep chestnut brown to like a slate gray black.
And to confirm, we're buying these horses, right?
Yes.
All right. As we walk and I see the horses, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. As soon as you cast Speak with Animals, you just hear what sounds to be the most rowdiest tavern you've ever come across. As now all these horses, and we're talking hundreds of horses, that are in all directions of you. It's just nonstop yelling between all of them as they're all trying to talk and have conversations. You guys just see Fez as he finishes his spell and just like immediately covers his ears.
And that bitch named Sally. I swear to gods.
Oh my god, for the last time, stop going over Sally.
Damn, did you see that new mare that came in? Fuck! I'm gonna show her what a true stallion looks like.
Ez, are you all right?
Too many voices. But,
Oh,
guys,
I think I'm done in now. I haven't had any in weeks.
I start rubbing my ears and start walking toward the horses we're being shown.
Okay. They're all pretty much yelling at each other like, who are these people? I don't fucking know. Who do you think I know? This fucker just brought them in. I don't like them. They smell weird. Who's that little one?
Out towards the horses.
What was that?
They yell out silence, though I think it might be more of a neigh if I'm speaking with animals.
Yeah. All of a sudden you just hear Fez. And all the horses kind of look at you. The fuck you say to me? Silence. Who does this little guy think he is? I'm shitting
That
things
is
bigger
our
than you.
word.
Was that players talking, or was that the DM talking?
That was horses talking.
I heard you, but I heard someone else talk.
They weren't doing it as players. They were just being horses.
Okay. What's around us?
Directly around, I mean, you guys are in a decently small pen for 7 horses. Looks like max probably 9 or 10 could fit in here before, like, there's not like no room for anything to lay down. You've got straw. You've got a small trough of water. Not a whole hell of a lot in here.
I look at the horses, and I say, we're going on a really long adventure. Across country. Months at a time. Who's here strong enough to actually go on it and survive?
They all turn and face each other, and they all pretty much simultaneously yell, "Not it!" Roger, it's your turn. I got picked last time. Fuck you, it's not my turn. I just got off a fucking caravan like 3 days ago. Edgar, it's your turn. I don't fucking think so. It's not my turn. Well, I've got this bad limp right now, and it's just a cross-country I don't think I could do it.
While they're sitting there arguing amongst themselves, I'm gonna start looking and see which one looks the most healthy and fit.
Okay, make a perception check.
Holy shit, that was terrible rolls.
Ooh.
4 and a 5. Damn, my passive is better than that crap.
Looking at across them, I mean, they all seem decently healthy. Like, they're not malnourished. You wouldn't think they would be, as they're all, part of this business. So you get the sense that they're all decently well taken care of.
While they're sitting there arguing amongst themselves, I look towards the group. I'm like, they're not exactly enthused about leaving.
Well, unfortunately, we are going to require their services.
I nod. So, take your pick.
A chestnut brown one of the darker, deeper colored ones, kind of moves throughout the pack. Kind of comes up to you, Fez. Brings his head real low. I'm fucking tired of these motherfuckers. Take me out of here.
Nod. I look towards this one. I'll let you pick.
As
This one ride you, or do you want this one to ride you? Point towards the two. And the one's Timberlake and the other one's Magenics.
No, you mean Halvard or
Oh yeah, Halberd or Timberlake. I got Magenics, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If you point at Mizrynix, it's just like it would be more like, bitch, I can't lift that.
So like I pointed towards you since you volunteered. Which one do you want? Her or him?
I see him pointing towards me. I'm like, is something wrong?
he seems like a bitch, I don't want him.
Okay, then you get her. Be careful, she likes to kill people.
What about the other dude?
The bitch?
Nah. The one over there who hasn't said anything, just talks and grunts and shit.
He's with her. Wait, just ignore him.
He looks loud enough.
There he is. That one's kind of heavy. I kind of gesture towards the other one. Alright, so this one will get Tamberlay and Malcolm.
All right.
Hey, yo, Penelope.
Pick one. Huh? I said to that horse. You got a friend?
The horse yells for Penelope, and then a light gray with dappled black spots horse comes forward. Yeah. Go with the emo one. Fine. And so another horse comes forward and stands over by you, Halvard.
Yeah, I think this one likes me.
He smells funny.
I don't say shit. Alright. As a druid, do I know if the horses can understand us? Like our
Yes.
words, or is it just repeated words that they know what it means?
No, they can usually, especially if they spend enough time around people. Like wild horses wouldn't, but domesticated horses can.
Alright, we got our two horses. Where do we I say to the kid.
Yeah, Theodore takes this a small tag that's on each of the bit and brittle that they have, and takes it up back to the old gentleman and has you all follow as he closes the door behind.
But before I leave, I look towards the horses. What do you like to eat? Before the spell runs out.
Food.
Sugar, grass, carrots, what?
Motherfucker, you think I live on sugar?
I've seen some.
Ask the old man, he'll tell you what I like.
Alright.
Then you see he kind of walks over to Penelope, kind of like gives her a nudge with his head and has her follow him.
I run back to the group.
Going to the elderly Furbolg up front, Theodore hands off the two tags and he looks them over, kind of doing the first putting them at full arm distance away as he starts to read it, and then slowly brings it in until it gets into focus. These two.
Yeah.
220 gold. mighty fine specimens.
Hmm.
Um,
I can cover 30 of it.
Oh my god.
I spent 110 on potions of healing.
A
That
wizard's best
was
friend.
your first mistake.
well, shit. That is an awful lot more than we were planning on spending.
These are breeding horses. It also comes with 16 days worth of food. A piece.
Does that include tack as well?
It includes the bits and brittles
I whisper template food for the horses.
and the saddlebags and saddle.
Oh, okay, okay. Um,
I see you don't have those, so I thought I'd add them into the price.
and I appreciate that. I just did not know until now. Um, I will discuss with my group. Give me just one moment, please. So,
Take your time.
thank you. Mm-hmm. Uh, so 220. A little bit more than we were planning on spending, but they're ours.
They're good horses.
Yeah,
Yeah. They'll last a while. When I mean a while, I mean years. Assuming you don't get them killed, of course.
right.
There's
Yeah,
always a
that was
catch.
that was not our intention, but it has been known to happen from what I hear. Um, so, however, you said you were going to put in 30.
Yep, I can do that, at least that much.
All right. Um,
How much does Malcolm have?
I don't know.
Malcolm has. He'd be willing to part with 60.
All right.
That's 90.
Right.
We're down what, 130?
Yeah, I could do 60 as well. Um, so that's what, 150?
So we're still down 80.
Yeah.
70.
70?
So, don't cheat yourselves.
Hydronics, you and me split the difference, 35 each to get this party going. I don't know about the rest of you, but I kind of want to leave and get on with the quest. Get that money back.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
I can agree to this if Malcolm licks my feet.
What?
Oh,
I kind of look at towards Madronics. Do you really want to know where that tongue's been? Do you really want to touch it before you touch it?
Just kind of like show his hand like, I've already healed him twice. I know it's clean.
yeah.
Did you heal him for diseases or did you heal him for injuries?
Got a point.
Oh, that's right. All right, Fez wouldn't know like what happens to their tongues when he heals them. But
I take out
we won't
35
have
gold.
to do it now, as I'd prefer it if he had. As he just like looks at him, the will to speak.
Hey,
He,
Nix,
Malcolm looks at you. Well, Nix, didn't know you were such an asshole. At least we know now, not entirely a team player. I'll cover the extra 35 gold as well. Don't worry, Nix. Don't want to put you out or anything.
Wait a minute. So I put my hand out for Nick's. All right. Hey up.
So,
Yeah, well,
he'll put the 95 in to cover Nix's 35 as well.
No, because I'm gonna be paid to be turned into a horse and carry him.
yeah, and Nyx offers as such. Perhaps you do have balls, as he looks down at Malcolm.
Yeah, they don't see as much use as I'd like, but they're there. Actually,
I will turn back.
he kind of turns around and like starts scratching. Oh yeah, that's the spot.
I will turn back around to the large furball and wake him up. Excuse me. I think we have a deal.
Wonderful. 220 gold.
And we will hand over the money. I don't suppose that your boy Theodore over there could teach us how to put all this stuff on the horses, since I've never done it myself.
You can send 2 people back with him, and they can observe as he gets them ready.
I'll send Malcolm back there. Halvard, do you want to learn how to put a saddle on a horse?
Sure, yeah. Not very good with horses, so be good to learn something useful.
There you go.
All right, so hands you the 2 tags that he received from Theodore earlier. Scribbles something on it and gives them to you. And as you guys move back towards Theodore, you hand them over to him, and he goes back and starts procuring the horses, showing you guys how to put the saddles, bit and bridle, how the saddlebags go, and where to put the food, and how to keep things weight-wise even on the horse, so that way you don't end up wearing down one side of the horse more. But now you got your horses.
We really just bought horses from Igor from Winnie the Pooh.
Madronix, do you have a blanket or something?
I am not in possession of a blanket. No.
A bedroll?
My body does not need such comforts.
Your body might not, but I want something for you and me while I'm turned into a horse.
Yeah, me, the player, can only imagine the amount of chafing from a scaled ass against back.
Yeah, we're both going to be very uncomfortable. Get a blanket.
Enjoy the feeling of my scaled taint rubbing against your spinal column for 4 hours at a time.
Your ass is going to be kicked if you don't get a damn blanket.
Well, it's not like he's walking around in chaps all the time or anything like that.
I don't care if he's wearing chaps. Get a blanket or something.
Let's see. Bedroll from, if you have one, should work fine, right?
That should be fine. Assuming it doesn't rip, but yes, it should be fine.
I've never been particularly clear about what comes with the bedroll, because I've always imagined it to be more like,
Sleeping bag?
Well, I'd actually more like to be like a literal bedroll, whereas
Like a
where it's like it
mattress,
kind of
like a.
rolls out like a small mattress that you just lie on top of,
It's
and
kind of
like
like
everything else is
like the
separate.
Japanese beds, you know, just the.
Okay, it says here
I
a bedding and blanket thin enough to be rolled up and tied. It can be doubled as a stretcher. Huh, it's good to know. Damn it, could have used this before. So many times.
Yeah, I mean it can't be used as itself as a stretcher. You need. It can be used as the fabric in a stretcher.
It should be fine. Just put the bedroll on my back.
Yeah, as long as you guys have rope, so you can just tie it around Fez when he transforms, and you should be good.
What's the I'll ask what's the name of this one, and I'll point to my riding horse.
Yours, Penelope.
Oh, huh. All right then.
What's ours called?
I get his name.
And Theodore's like, A2788.
I cast again. I'm not gonna call
Wait, hold on a minute.
Wait.
Hold on a minute. The Furbolg doesn't know the horses' names. Got it.
This Furbolg is not a druid.
I like to say, what's your name? Unless you want to be called A2, whatever that football called you.
Kind of looks over. They call me Daddy.
I look at him. Such a big ass smile.
So what I'm hearing here is that
Daddy.
so what I'm hearing here is that Tamberlay and Malcolm are going to take Daddy for a ride.
Yeah.
I told you picked the breeding horses.
I have a shitty grin as I'm telling them this.
Well, that is quite unfortunate.
Radiant horses. At least you know he's got energy.
Sure, yeah. All right then.
Just imagining the random time someone's on watch.
Oh God. Save your energy for the walk.
No context whatsoever.
Fuck's that noise?
All right. So I've been noticing that they are getting these horses ready to go somewhere, and it is about an hour before dark or so. And so are we not staying in town? We're just getting the horses and then camping outside?
Do you want to spend more money?
I'm just asking.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I can stay in town. But I'm not sure about the rest of your financial situations at this point.
Well, and as far as like yeah, I guess stabling and stuff. That'd be kind of awkward to get them all gusset up and then have to take all that shit off again.
Well, you guys were just practicing, right? That's what I assume what was happening.
Oh, it sounded like he was getting them ready to go.
Well, yeah. Do you really want to be walking with 2 saddles and saddlebags and?
Right. Right. No, I understand that. I was just if they're getting ready to go, then we might as well just go. We've still got like an hour or so, and we can get outside of town and find someplace safe to stay.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
It might be important to prioritize supplies before leaving anyway.
Do you guys have enough food? DM, are we doing water or is that with the rations?
Water separate.
Oh,
Hence why Nick bought like 4 water skins.
yeah,
I
I've
might
used
need
up all
to
my.
Yeah, that's why I
get
bought
on
more
rations.
water skins in a previous town.
Alright, then I'm gonna get some more water skins. I'm guessing we're gonna need water for the horses too.
That's part of their feed.
Okay, that's fine then.
That's why their feed weighs so much.
All that water weight.
See, how much is rations here?
That's over.
Rations here.
Hmm.
Ugh. Um, only place that's selling actual rations. They don't have a lot. They only have like 12, and they're a gold apiece.
Oh wait, the traveler had rations for 5 silver. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Could we buy like a barrel of water and just put it into that bag of holding?
Too big. But we do not have to actually. That brings up a good point. My alchemy jug can do water.
How much water?
8 gallons a day.
That's a lot of water.
That's plenty of water for us.
Hmm. And the horses.
I've still got 12 days worth of rations. Wait,
Right.
how long did it take us to get here? I need to start subtracting.
It took us 6.
6 days from the previous.
Correct.
So I've got 6 days worth of rations. And yeah, can I forage like at night?
Not here. This place is. You're in pretty much like open grassland right now. Like everything's been kind of cleared out for a good mile in all directions.
No, not in the town, but like while we're traveling.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll be doing that.
I'm just gonna grab myself 2 more rations just in case.
All
You
right.
said they had 12?
Correct.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a choice. Shit, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I guess I'll get the other 10.
And
Alright.
since Fez won't be able to do as much of their normal hunting, the rest of us will have to work harder to compensate.
Yeah, you won't be able to forage while you're traveling, Fez, because you're a horse.
But I can eat the grass, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, to an extent. Because if you eat while you're a horse, stomach of a goblin versus stomach of a horse size.
Wait,
Yo-
didn't someone pick something that could like forage for food? Wasn't that one of their backstories?
Yeah, that was me.
So you could forage for food, right? That could
Yeah.
because I'm expecting survival. Granted, I had a different version of survival, but this should work well enough as is.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I can let's see. I can find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 individuals 5 other people each day, provided the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
Correct. Provided offers it.
Hmm.
And that situation is also more of a like. You do it as you're traveling, but you do the majority of it whenever you guys camp somewhere.
Yeah.
So what's the play?
think so. I think we're ready to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys
Let's
heading out?
get the hell out of town. Yep.
Getting the hell out of Dodge.
Well, since we're only going to be traveling for like an hour or 2 hours, we don't have to walk. We can just run.
I was planning on riding. Yes.
And then the local guards start chasing us, just like, escaped criminals, see, they're running.
One before I leave. Alright. Tell me just before we leave, so then I'll just transform into a horse then. Might as well not waste the 2 hours.
Mhm.
All right, so you guys getting your rations and then heading out.
Yes.
Dude, is there like fresh fruit. Yeah. Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, not many fruit trees being had at a horse town, basically.
Thought it'd be carrots or apples or something. Okay.
No, majority of the food that's garnered here, I mean, there is no farming, there is no anything like that. Since so many caravans come through, a lot of people just buy their food and such from the caravans that are passing by.
I thought about that.
All right. Is everyone ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So heading eastward, about an hour before darkness sets upon the group. The road still heading in this direction is decently well tread and easy to recognize and stay upon. So you guys camping off to the side for the night. In the morning, you all gather yourselves, gather your things, dress and saddle the horses, and continue on your journey.
Hmm.
Now, with these,
Before
go ahead.
during that night, I still have one save spell or one shift left. Can I use that to go hunting?
You can certainly try.
Perception.
Survival.
There we go.
Oh, could I also lay down a trap?
The hunting trap.
Yeah.
You get a sense that the hunting trap is mainly for more like larger game, like deer and such.
I
And
see.
since you guys are in open grassland, you're not going to be really getting any of that.
Got it.
And to bait the trap, you would have to use a ration to do so.
All right. Got it.
So I can't take advantage of keen hearing and smell as wolf, right?
Yeah, you can.
Because that's on perception though, not wisdom. That's not on survival.
True.
So no.
So no for this, but other things you can.
Anyone?
As you go out hunting as a wolf, you don't come across any game. You're still too close to the town to really have any active game going on. But you do find, as you're tracking around and trying to move, no game trails found, but you do find a few berry bushes, and then when you untransform or as you pass them by or forage the morning of, you get an extra rations worth of food from the berries. Some berries and vegetables.
Is that enough for me or for the group?
Just for you.
That's fine.
As far as like whatever you're doing as your own hunting, unless you get something big like a deer or larger, it's only going to be for you.
Understood.
All right. So, as you guys get ready and get going for the first leg of your travel, who wants to roll for travel?
I will.
All right, D10.
Ooh.
Boat, 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 boat.
Vote. Vote.
A giant boat is seen on the horizon. All right. So, a few days, so 3 days into traveling, you guys are hit with a very sheer and hard rainstorm that ends up delaying you guys.
Of course it does.
As soon as it hit, it stops your guys' travel for the day, and with how washed out and everything the next day is, you guys find some small shelter in a recessed hill, but you guys cannot travel that next day, as just getting upon your horses with the sheer wind volume that's going with this storm, like you guys have a hard time just moving at any reasonable pace. So you lose an entire day of travel. So you're up to 4 days, but at the end of the 4th day, it lightens up enough for you guys to get half a day's worth of travel, and then you guys continue on. So, at the end of what should have been, at the end of 8 days of travel, you guys have only, distance-wise, covered 6.5.
All right.
So that's 8 rations. If you're foraging, Halvard,
Yep.
go ahead and give me a survival check.
And on that half a day, and I want to join him with a wild shape because I didn't use it all.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check.
20.
24.
Okay. Halvard, you're able to take care of 3 days worth of rations for everybody.
Okay.
And Fez, you're able to get 2 days worth of rations for yourself.
Got it. And we used up 8 days, right?
Correct. So with Halvard helping out, is only 5 days worth of rations spent. All right. Who wants to roll for the next set of days?
I'll go ahead and roll for this one.
D.
I haven't rolled a thing in a
Hand it
second.
up.
Hat.
So, luckily no storms befall you guys. Partly cloudy to completely clear skies for the next week of travel. At the very tail end of it, the beginning of the 8th day, you guys come across what looks to be discarded remnants of boxes, and you're not sure if a caravan was just unloading stuff, if stuff fell off the back of a caravan, or a caravan got attacked and this was remnants left over. But there are bits of wood and broken boxes on either side of the road that you guys are traveling upon.
Is the terrain flat?
Pretty flat, yeah. At least in this section that you guys are currently at.
Can I try to smell or hear if there's anything nearby?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Remember, you're a horse.
Sentinel Shield gave me advantage, but I'm merged with it, right?
Correct. So you have no magical effects active right now. You don't see or hear anything.
Judging by, I mean, obviously, like was a, a storm some days ago, but does it appear that is there anything peculiar about how the debris is laid out? Like, for example, does it look like? Because I know you said it's possible that it could have just fallen out, but is there any evidence of because it looked like something was chasing a cart or any other particular markings that seem.
Make an investigation check.
Flat 20, let's go. 17.
Looking at what you can see, there doesn't seem to be any extra grooves in the road that are indicative of sharp turning or anything like that in the case of being chased. And looking at some of the boxes, they seem to be naturally broken open. And what I mean by that is you don't see any open points, as if someone put a crowbar and lifted the top up, or someone cut into the box. There's no defining cuts that's how this was opened. It looks more smashed. Whether or not it was by its weight or other weight. I mean, there's items in here too. There's little bits of cloth and fabric. Looks like some spoiled food. a couple other things, but nothing of too great a value. And you can see debris kind of scatters off in either direction on the sides of the roads, like a good 10 feet in some of the taller grass.
Can I get up closer and look at these boxes?
Yeah, perception check.
No, 7. They're boxes.
There's some just broken open boxes with different things either inside or scattered around.
All right.
As far as also for you, Nyx, there's no blood, there's no corpses or anything like that scattered about.
Yeah,
Are all the boxes broken?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can see, like, because some of the tall grass obscures vision on some of the boxes, so I mean, like, you're seeing corners of it in poking out of the grass. The tall grass comes up like a good 1.5 feet. So at least all the stuff that you can easily see around you is all smashed open. Oh, is that Fez?
I'm just saying, so her waist.
Possibly.
Yeah, as also Nyx would comment, either this is simply accidental debris, or just simply waste from a traveling cart. Of no concern.
No, it doesn't look very interesting. Shall we continue?
Halvard just sort of like pokes up from like searching rummaging through, probably looking for like some beer or something. Oh yeah. We can move on.
If you search it through, give me an investigation check.
Right.
Malcolm's like,
Something.
I found dead fruit.
Something makes me want to have Malcolm. I mean, like, obviously not, but just like starts investigating. Oh, here's some good fruit.
Wait,
It's a
natural
spoiled
20.
apple. It...
Halvard, as you kind of like look over the boxes, trying to find. Quickly just like lifting them up, looking inside, going, and then you go into the grass a little bit. You find a box that seems to be, it's broken, but it's in better condition than the rest of them, and you kind of like use your pike to lift it up and look underneath, and you see, looks to be a decently nice scimitar.
Hey, bad news, I didn't find alcohol. Good news, I found a sword.
Along with it seems to be like a bunch of leather wrappings that would be used for making handles on short swords and whatnot.
I'll go ahead and pick up the items.
Okay.
And some wrappings as well. So, I guess you all can have it, whatnot, since I didn't really give a proper portion for the horses.
Just looking at the scimitar, like, we'll decide to do with the scimitar once we've finished our travel for the day.
Right, well, I can't really carry it, so, Tamberlay, if you could hold on to these for, a bit, if you, please.
Sure. So a scimitar, a nice scimitar, and some handle wrappings, pommel
Correct.
wrappings.
Yes. It's durable leather straps.
Okay. All right, shall we continue?
Indeed we shall.
Continuing on, you guys finish the rest of your travel for the day and bed down. So that was 8 days worth of travel. So Halvard, go ahead and make your survival roll, and Fez, go ahead and make yours.
I know, like
16.
it might be at least partially redundant, but
So 20.
or-
What was that, Nix?
I said it might seem partially redundant, but mostly because there's already 2 people like looking around for shit. Was wondering if like Nix would try to like go off and do some of his own.
That was pretty much the best thing that you guys could have found there.
Yeah, that's fair. At least as far no, not for that, but I mean like as far as
Scavenging.
the scavenging part. Anyway, continue.
Oh, gotcha. Well, this is over, the days worth of foraging that I'm having them roll for.
Oh no, I get that. It's more just the question of like with like 2 people over the course of 8 days, like mostly just not like understanding like the level of scarcity of the resources as we're traveling. It's like I'm assuming that's like picking the area clean as far as like how we're doing that.
Yeah, pretty much. But in this regards, Halvard, you're able to come up with another 3 days worth of rations for everybody.
Nice.
Goodness. Thank you very much.
And then
You are very
Fez,
welcome.
you're actually able to kill a boar, which would be enough food and rations for everyone for 4 days.
You see me dragging this boar into camp with my
So,
team.
beyond that, it's only 1 day's worth of ration used for that week of travel.
Great catch. Let us eat its heart for victory.
You know what? Specifically because of this, like as you're just like dragging this boar over, like even Nyx kind of like gives like a nod of approval. Like I had my doubts, but you seem more than capable.
It's funny too because
Add in my mouth.
he waited to bring in the boar until after he wild shaped. He wild shaped back, so it's just this little 3-foot goblin carrying this giant ass boar behind him.
Nice.
He gets to the edge of the camp and is like, "Help!"
Get this thing off me! You see?
All right, so we have a little over another week worth of travel. Who would like to do the roll on this one?
Sure, why not?
All right, D10.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys travel on. Light breeze carries along with you for the majority of days, giving you all a little bit reprieve from the growing intensity of the sun as the season gets warmer. But nevertheless, you guys make great time, eventually able to pick back up the days that you lost from the bad weather earlier. So during this time, go ahead and foragers, give me your rolls. Halvard, you get advantage with Nyx helping.
Nice.
How many days we've been like traveling? We said we did 6 days and 8 days, and then this time.
Natural 20.
Well, each time I have you guys roll for travel, it's 8 days of traveling. Because these weeks in this world are 8 days.
16. So we did 22 days worth of travel because of the 2 days we lost beforehand, right?
Well, with this week, you guys gained the day and a half that you had lost.
So pretty much evened out, sort of.
Yeah.
So like just as far as like describing how Nyx is helping, because like funny enough, this particular paladin gets access to Hunter's Mark. So like pretty much like getting any By catching sight of any particular prey, you don't ever lose sight of it. And I feel like that's what helps with the natural 20. It went that way. Move.
Already on it.
Alright, so, Halvard, you are able to do 4 days worth of rations for everybody.
Nice, nice.
And Fez, you are able to do 1 day's worth of rations for everyone and 1 day's of rations for yourself. So that's 3 days of rations that everyone needs to mark off. And I'm also including the horses being taken care of as you guys have traveled. Luckily, you guys have been mainly
We
in
assumed,
grassland, so they
'cause
can.
you said we only got like 16 days
Yeah.
worth of feed off the bat.
Yeah, you guys are in grassland right now, so a lot of grazing can happen. So, as far as the horses go, whoever wants to take control of their inventories, Tamberley, you'd have to take control of the one you guys are riding right now, since Malcolm's not here. You guys only had to dip into 6 days worth of the feed that you had available.
Got it.
So
So
10
10 days.
Yeah, 10 days are left over for each horse.
Got it.
But with that, by the end of 3 weeks worth of traveling, you guys crest over a decently, well, it seemed normal for you all, but as you get to the edge of what looks to be a portion of plains that dips down, kind of like the Great Basin, you guys overlook what sits to be about a decent degradation in decline, but about half a day's travel on horseback and a town decently large compared to the other two that you've dealt with in Basmudgeon so far sits off in the distance. And as you guys get to sleep and wake up the next day to start heading towards there, just a few hours ride before you find yourselves on the outskirts of Erdensum, with buildings reaching the 3 to 4 story height, but much more girthy, as they have plenty of room here and don't mind making their buildings very large on the base to accompany a whole host of different things. A lot of caravans are traveling through, heading north and south from this town itself, as you guys have come in from the east side. But a lot of shops are here, and seems to be decently permanent, as most are made out of stone, and through the main thoroughfare through the entire town is also made out of cobblestone, which is a weird sight to behold as far as Basmudgeon towns go. But as far as anything that you might need here, there's a whole host of different shops available to you all. Different smiths and other artisans. And the Iron Hearth has their own prominent building, which is one of the few that is made out of iron in this entire town.
Well, that's not something you see every day.
You said it was like sorry, it was a what a fire?
A Huda Wadahan?
Mhm.
Sorry, you said it was a what's a fire?
Is anyone understanding him?
Mm-mm.
You said what a fire.
Like you said something was like made of fire or something like that.
Made
It's
of
made of
iron.
iron.
Iron, okay. I misheard. My bad.
I was like, Whataburger? What?
Yeah, that was the only thing I was confused on.
Yeah. No, the Iron Hearth outpost is made primarily out of iron.
I see, I see.
So it makes it stand out.
Mhm.
Though it doesn't have like really fancy architecture compared to everything else, it looks pretty reminiscent of all the buildings left, right, and center. It's just made out of iron.
How many stories is it?
3.
Okay.
Well, this building is nothing if not good branding.
And it's got its own stable in the back.
Nice.
Nice. Hey. As I just like give Madronic's a little like uh elbow nudge for the joke.
Well, shall we make our way? What did you say?
I'm assuming it got off my back already.
You've learned
Oh,
to,
yeah,
to wild shape like away from Nyx, because sometimes Nyx doesn't like immediately jump off, and you're like, I'm done, and you just like whoop and like zerp off to the side.
I kind of stretch. Let's get this over with. Let's check in.
And Nyx's legs like hang off from you so far down that they're like only a foot off the floor anyway. So when you zerp out, he just like just keeps
Yeah,
standing.
he just very comfortably just falls to the ground.
Okay.
Part of me, I don't know why, but part of me wants to like that Gangnam style image where it's just like,
Yep.
you know, his legs are exposed and then there's Fez underneath.
Exactly. Not even Gundam style, more like Gentleman by Psy.
Uh,
Little hip thrust action. But yeah, so stabling the horses in the back. The stable hand that's there asks to see your guys' branding and Nyx. You show him, and he tells you, human male. He tells you it's fine and that stabling's free.
Excellent.
Going inside, it is pretty busy in here. You soon learn that though this is the Iron Hearth, this is also the main tavern of the town. So you can tell who's Iron Hearth and who isn't by the fact that, first off, second and third floors are restricted to only Iron Hearth members. But on the first floor, almost like VIP booths in the different corners of the main thoroughfare down here, is sectioned off. And though all the other tables are made out of wood, these 4 tables are made out of iron. Only 2 of them are taken, though. Other than that, it looks like this establishment is run by an elven person and a Goliath. Both representing Iron Hearth brands. And as far as the clientele in here, about a quarter are Furbolg, and the rest are split up between human, halfling, Goliath, and elven. Half elven. But as you guys come in from the stables outside, you're basically entering through the Iron Hearth side of this establishment. There is one of the iron tables nearby that you have access to.
We'll go ahead and sit at a table.
The iron one or a regular one?
Iron one.
Okay. Everybody else rolling?
Does it look like? Huh? Yeah. Does it look like the iron ones are being served by separate people, or all the same, or
It's all served by the same people.
okay.
At least from what you can
Yeah,
see, you just see the Goliath and the elven, half elven men kind of just running around taking care of everything. All right, so you all follow. Okay.
There was no hesitation about sitting at an iron table. Like I don't even know why the wooden table was a question.
Just in case, okay. I know dragon and iron. It's like, ooh, yes, please. Oh, sweet, sweet metal. Okay, so as you guys sit down, the Goliath ends up coming over to you guys after about a minute, asks to see your brand, and nicks you show, and so his demeanor changes pretty much immediately after seeing the brand. Welcome. Are you here for work, or are you just here to enjoy?
Mix of both. We are
Yeah.
here on business.
Such serious this one is.
yeah, he's kind of like that. You'll get used to it.
I probably won't, but appreciate the candidness. So can I
My
get
name's
you...
Tamberley. What's yours?
You probably would not be able to say my name, but you can call me Og.
Uh,
Og.
Og.
Og. Nice name.
So is
Over
there
there's my friend Mike and Lou.
something I can get you to eat, drink?
yes,
Hmm.
please. A hot meal would be amazing right now.
Hot meal I
And
can do.
a couple rounds of beer, please, or ale.
We do not serve that watered down beer stuff.
Really, what do you serve here?
We've got ale, mead, rum, whiskey.
Then I'll go for the rum.
Much better choice.
I'll have a glass of mead, thank you.
Aye. Malcolm, get mead as well.
Mead.
I'll bring pitcher of mead and one rum.
Thank you. By the way, who would we talk to about a job? We have a contract for in town, and or actually north of here, and we were wondering who we would talk to about, the details.
That'd be Rogmesh. She'll be down in a moment to talk with you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Og.
Kind of nods and goes back to the half elven individual, and they start conversing. He gives their order across, comes back with basically like a half cask of mead and like a very tall mug of rum.
Yes.
Shortly thereafter, you guys get served what looks to be a chicken smorgasbord of different types of cuts, and like think of just a pile of chicken wings and a few breast cuts and legs, and probably looks like a good 10 to 15 chickens died for this meal.
In this exact moment, you do start seeing a bit of salivation coming from Medrinix. The unfortunate thing though is as the saliva falls onto the plate, it does start trying to eat away at what's sitting there.
You might want to eat your meal before your spittle does that for you.
As he just kind of wipes his mouth along his scales.
Mental note to not shake his hand until he washes it.
Everyone, go ahead and give me con saves, except for
Okay.
Madronics.
Perfect. 10.
Middle of the road.
23.
So only Halvard.
Mhm.
Oh, never mind. And Fez. Halvard and Fez.
Mhm.
It seems that when Tamberlake told them a hot meal, not only were they talking temperature, but as soon as these wings hit your tongues, you also realize that these are spicy as fuck. And then it becomes the
Oh.
whole problem of eating and then tearing and accidentally wiping your eyes and then making that burn even further. So you both just look like hot messes after about 15 minutes.
Oh god. And I start drinking some rum, hoping it'll make it better.
I take a drink of my mead.
The
I miss
mead the mead helps a little bit more than the rum does.
I miss this.
Although, incidentally, in reality, both make it worse. But moving on.
Boy, rum makes it much worse.
Around when I'm starting to eat and one cast guidance on myself.
Oh,
Just
why does it hurt so much? I don't remember it hurting so much.
it hurts
As
so
I eat
good.
some more.
It hurts so good.
I know it is delicious.
Taverlay
I've
over
got
there
to find.
licking her fingers.
I've got to get me. I've got to get me this recipe. This is an amazing spice, whatever it is.
It's called acid.
Malcolm's handling it, but it's to the point where like his cheeks and ears are red. Kind of doing the whole. And Andronix's spittle is more acidic than these are, but it gives a nice little extra burn for it. He's like, ooh, flavor. So after about 20 or so minutes of eating and some of you just suffering, um, a figure comes down from the second floor near the staircase that is closest to you guys. And you see what looks to be an orcish woman, but instead of like the beefy and brawniness that most orc, even female orcs, have, she's very slender. Um, to the point where you think she may be half orc, but then by the time she's done descending the stairs, she's so tall, like she's taller than you, Madronix, and like nope, she's probably full orc. um, she's got no tusks though, but very slender and fine skin, and she's wearing kind of like a Roman style robe over herself that she's carrying the tail end by her side. And as she kind of passes you guys first to go to the bar itself to talk to the Goliath and the Elven individual, you see because her back is almost completely open. She's got some gnarly looking tattoos that it's too intricate to see like right away what it is. As she's walking away from you guys, it's just like her entire back's just completely inked up. She is talking to the two gentlemen at the bar. The Goliath points over in your guys' direction as she comes over.
Mhm.
I hear you're looking for me.
Why, yes, we are. We are in town for a job, and we would like to speak to you about the details.
She kind of like does that like sitting maneuver, like turns to the side a little bit and crouches down so she's on a eye to eye level with you as you're sitting in the booth. She's like, "Aren't you gorgeous?"
Why, thank you.
It's glad to see the Iron Hearth has started attracting a more attractive uh, employees.
Well, I do my best. You know, it is hard looking this good out on the road all the time.
Well, just keep doing what you're doing. Anyway, what job specifically do you have here?
We are headed to the border of, well, the border north of here. There's a forest um, to take care of some undead creatures.
Madrynix speeds up the process a bit as he, with a with a cleaner hand, like presents the contract that he was holding on to regarding the job.
Ah, perfect. Let me take a look. Okay, you are dealing with this. It has been quite a blight on some of the hunters and trappers that use that portion of the forest as a main source of sustenance here. So, I'm very glad someone's finally taken up this job. Those that are here tend to like to go southward and eastward for their work. But nevertheless, um, the information I have for you, as she kind of like reaches into the top portion of her robe and seemingly pulling out of somewhere a smaller piece of paper and kind of pinching it to the top of the contract that you have, hands it back over. As you can see on the notes taken, it's a variety of undead individuals. Some have been identified, others have not. Seemingly coming out from an origination point somewhere in the forest. No one has found said origination point just yet, but the intensity of these creatures has been increasing. But they seem to not be able to leave the forest, or at least they have not chosen to leave. Whether or not that's something is cannot be confirmed at this time. Those that
Uh,
have been identified so far, um, your standard uh, skeletal warriors of different varying degrees of decay and degradation.
so we're talking about like a small horde of skeletons. Is that what we're dealing with?
Correct. That seems to be the main thing that has been deemed uh, the main problem so far. The other creature that has been identified is something they call a chainmail warrior. Sort of along the same concept of the skeletons, but a little bit more dressed for battle. And then those that tried attacking from the northern side, up near the inlet, to come into the forest, ended up coming into contact with some drowned individuals.
When you say drowned,
Um, they are, looks like to be undead creatures that have fallen in their original lives in the waters. But they have been retreated up into the forest now.
Hmm.
They call them drowned because they're usually very wet and look to have, like I said, perished in the water. Overall, between the different parties that have come back unsuccessful in their endeavors, though they have culled some of these creatures, estimated intensity of amount of creatures left ranges between the 15 to 35 mark.
But you're hoping to also take care of the origin point,
Oh,
whatever
yes,
that
of
may be.
course. None have been able to really make it too far in, so we have no idea what's either creating these or sparking them back to life.
Is there anything you can tell us about the actual area, like about that forest?
But like I
Did something
said,
bad happen there?
we have no idea what's causing the origination points. Uh, our hunters and trappers were going there for decades, almost centuries, without a problem.
Hmm. And how long ago did this all start up?
This all started about 2.5 months ago. It first started out with just a few sightings until it got to numbers where they couldn't be avoided anymore. Our hunters and trappers have had to go further westward into the forest just to be able to bring back adequate amount of sustenance to feed our hungry patrons.
All
I
right.
feel beholden to ask due to a previous situation. But does this forest have a protector? Considered dead or otherwise?
Not that I'm familiar with, and I've been here for about 35 years. So I don't think you have anything to worry about in that regard. Um, if anything, we were the protectors until it became too hostile to inhabit for too long.
Well, as I've been told by one of my compatriots, they seem to be an expert in the field, as he just looks over to Halvard. Do you have any input?
Halvard chokes a bit. She's like, um, well, not, real. Have I dealt with any undead that was like being resurrected by any outside force?
It's not in your backstory, no.
No, yeah. Um, uh, I haven't really dealt with that kind of undead. Most of the undead I've killed just tend to stay dead after that first part. But I could look around. I mean, maybe they have to be nearby.
Well, I mean, I assume that they're in the forest up north, where we're going.
Well, then
How many
perfect.
days north is this forest?
Taking the path, you're only looking at about a day's travel.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Well, if I had to consider any particular possibilities, like just kind of like scratching under his chin, the origin point may have in some form or another been either maybe an individual is responsible, or perhaps the area has been in one way or another desecrated.
Two things can be true.
Possibly. Of course, I've only been told this by my own master. I've never experienced this myself.
Well, it looks like we are going to find out.
That I hope you do.
And speaking of finding out, what is it that they put on this chicken? It is delicious.
Oh, you like our? It's our secret recipe. Can't give too much away, but uh, it's called the Flames of Phlegothos.
Well, do you sell it, like in a gift shop or something like that, so I could take it home and
Unfortunately, we don't. It's our own creation, and there's some crafty minds out there. We would hate for it to come out and someone be able to recreate it.
I guess I understand that. Yeah, it is delicious, and I cannot wait to have more.
It makes people come back for more. Well, I do hope you all enjoy your stay. Uh, Rooms on the third floor. How many would you like?
I mean, how big are they?
They're big enough to double bunk if you need to.
You wouldn't happen to have any halfling size rooms, would you?
I got just the room for you.
Perfect.
Turns
And a
out it's your
bath?
room.
Yes, they have their own wash receptacles in each room.
Ooh, this is nice.
For the
So I
re-
think,
for the rest of you,
what,
all?
like 4 rooms, 5 rooms?
Hmm.
Are we bunking up together or no?
Well, we do request that uh, men and women sleep separately.
All right.
That's never been a problem. Halvard, bedfellows.
Of course.
She takes out one of the keys from underneath her robe and hands it to you, Tamberlay. The women sleep on the right side of the hallway.
Perfect. Do I have a room number or is it on
It's on
the
the key.
actual key? Okay, perfect.
And it's not a number, it's just a symbol.
Okay.
Oh god, this is a supervised senior class trip.
So, Nyx and Halvard bunking.
Yep.
The rooms are free, so Malcolm will take his own room then.
So Nix gets, or Fez gets his own room.
Yep.
Mhm.
Either that or he sleeps outside.
So how much altogether?
Oh, no, they're free.
Yeah, it's all
And the
free.
tree.
0.
With the food?
Yep.
Okay.
0 gold, 0 silver, 0 copper, 0 electrum.
What's an electrum?
Anyway. So, she leaves you guys. Says if you have any other questions, she'll be back down sporadically throughout the night. And to enjoy yourselves. So, is there anything else you guys would like to do before you head up to your rooms?
No.
Hmm.
No, I need a bath.
No, I'm
I would
fine.
s-
Nyx?
I would say he would at least go out of his way to, uh, even though the area they're going to is only about a day's north, he's going to buy a few emergency rations, clean off his armor, and then bed just as well.
Okay. Yeah, rations here are 6 silver apiece.
Yeah, he'll buy 5 to be safe. We don't know how long we're going to be up there.
Sounds good.
6 silver apiece for rations.
Correct.
I'll buy some. I'll get 15.
I'll get some in the morning.
All right. So you all go up to your rooms. Decently nice. 4 corner beds with iron poles for the corners. Wash basins, dressers. Tamberlay, you go to your room and it's the one on the far right corner, and you're looking at a king size bed, a large bath with bath salts and the whole 9 yards. You get your own nice, like, cushiony, fluffy robe. There's,
Great.
like, as soon as you open the door, a bunch of, like, lavender candles get all lit up. It's like a full-on spa day in your room.
Nice. Nice.
And then, lying on the bed, is an orcish woman with a rose in her mouth, fluffy robe.
Not quite.
What took you so long?
Or it's just like a threadbare hammock closet.
It's just
Under the stairs.
Next to
No,
the restroom.
it's that fucking itchy woven, like almost like palm leaf style shit.
Oh. Burlap. That's all you get.
Hemp.
Infested with bed bugs.
Strobe. Didn't even qualify. Yeah, I'll find a place to take a bath or something. Clean myself off. I've been traveling. I've been walking.
Yep.
I need to rest my feet.
And your hands.
So if I find like a tub or something that's like
It's in your room.
bottom, and like I'll just heat it up and like give myself like a mini jacuzzi.
Easy enough to do.
And you're back
Yeah,
to
back
the
to-
table again.
I love Druidcraft. I want to take advantage of this as I can.
Sitting there for 10 minutes just pumping Druidcraft into it to heat it up finally to a lukewarm degree.
I want to just keep doing it over and over to like, get hot enough and like just relax, enjoy myself.
Does it a little too hot, so Druidcraft sit down the temperature a little bit.
It's fine. I'll become red afterwards. No longer green.
Alright, so you guys find yourselves to sleep in different capacities at different times for the night. Some much more relaxed than others. But the morning arrives. A very pastry laden smell hangs in each one of your rooms. The day is yours.
Do we get breakfast in bed at this place too?
No, it's just all the smell kind of travels northward.
I'm going down for breakfast.
Heck yeah.
Though you do have a fruit tray in yours, Tamberlin.
I'll nibble on it a little bit, but I will actually pack some of it away. Like, are there apples and oranges and things like that?
It's more like grapes and peaches.
Grapes and peaches? Okay.
It
Yeah, I'll
was
grab.
meant more for the night before.
Oh, well. I didn't see it. I was too busy taking a bath. But I will take some of it and put it in my bag.
Roger that.
Head down.
2 years later, Tamberlay is going to reach into that bag and be like, I've got grapes in here.
Oh my
Grapes.
god.
Wait, why aren't I getting grapes out? Try wine. Wine. Oh, there it is.
Vinegar. There we go.
Num num num.
Raisins? Ah, there we go.
Did they get dried? What?
All right.
It's like the refrigerator just sucks all the moisture out of it.
So in the morning, very pastry heavy as far as breakfasts go, but there's also like sausage, bacon, eggs, and all that as well.
As soon as I see Fez come down and like grab whatever he wants and sits with us, I'll reach into my bag and say, "Hey, I was noticing that you were asking around the last place we were at to see if they had any fruit or anything, and I don't know. I mean, I may just move in here because this place is amazing, but they had like a fruit tray in my room, and I grabbed a few things, and I thought that you might like it, and I'll pull out the grapes."
I take a few, nod, say thank you, and whisper quietly. There's a jacuzzi nearby,
Oh yeah.
where I was for a couple hours.
I mean, I had like candles and a nice robe and a nice big bed to sleep in all by myself. It was amazing.
Maybe we should just stay here and hunt undead. I mean, we got an expert, right?
Right.
Here and do this, relax, get money.
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
I've done worse for jobs.
So have I. Halvard, how was your room?
Um, good. Um, a bit. Uh, well, yeah, it was just fine, really.
You don't sound excited about it.
Well, a room's a room.
All right. I mean, it's better than sleeping in a tent, but okay.
Tamberlay is like staying at the Hamptons, and everyone else is sleeping at like the Four Seasons.
Right, so when's everyone feeling about heading out towards the undead?
Well, I mean, I thought we were doing it today, but I just want to get some rations real quick so that, just in case.
Oh, sure.
Could we just store the rations with you?
Absolutely. Yeah, just put it in my bag.
I have 19 days worth of rations.
Oh, goodness. You just went all out, didn't you?
I foraged a lot, so I didn't use as much as I thought.
Tamberlay's like, I need to get rations, everyone else. Can we put our rations in your bag? Sure. Wait, Tamberlay, weren't you going to go get rations? What are you talking about? I just got like 50 rations.
Rations, I'm set.
Plus, in the case of, the poor Gobbo, who I'm at least assuming didn't put a lot into strength, rations stack up pretty quickly in terms of weight.
Yeah, but like, I wear leather armor, and like, I don't have like weighty stuff to begin with.
Oh, no, I get that, but rations are still easily the
really
thing that you
expensive.
can have too much of, and it adds up.
Should I put
Just speaking as someone who's been there.
It's like 38 pounds worth of rations is kind of a thing.
Yeah, no shit.
So should I change the weight to 0?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. If you're putting it, and then just put a note on it that it's in Tamberlay's bag.
Okay. Then I won't put them in my bag.
Well, you got to keep track of how much space you have in that bag left.
I mean, nothing in there's taking up too much room right now.
Well, I know, just for future reference. If everyone starts dumping their rations in your bag, it'll get full quick.
Yeah.
Can't see in the dark. As it is to the group.
You can't? Neither can I.
No, I'm asking who can't see in the dark.
Oh, I can't.
I like take out my torches. Do you need them?
I mean, even if we're using them, we're going to be using. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like I have torches too.
Alright,
But how many do you want to put in my bag?
well, I got 10. Like, if you want them, you can have them.
Oh shit!
Besides, like,
Yeah.
sure, I have like flame.
I mean, I think most packs come with 10 torches by themselves.
Yeah. So, like, between what? How many was 5? Just like 50 torches.
Yeah, I think it depends on which pack you took.
Yeah,
I think
Malcolm took the
I think the
hooded
smallest you
lantern.
get is 5.
If you get the hooded lantern, you don't get any.
Oh, that's right. There are packs that come with a lantern.
But anyway, yeah, I can totally put them in there for later. Um, are we planning on being out there at night?
If we're fighting undead, I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of cemetery.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should ask the expert.
This is directed towards the expert.
Um, no, not necessarily a
It just everyone
cemetery.
turns to Halvard.
Just a place where dead can be found. Or if, again, someone else is involved, then technically not even where they originally died.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
how does that work? If you didn't die in the area, but they brought you back to life.
They can order you to move. Just
Oh,
walk.
all right. Well, I mean, um,
So
yeah,
wait, that
mother.
means if I order them to move, that means they might not be there anymore.
Possibly.
We
I
should
mean,
prepare
Rogmesh
ourselves
said.
to be ambushed at night, but otherwise we'll be doing most of our exploration during the day. Although
Well,
there
that
is the
sounds better.
possibility that the forest is thick enough to obscure our vision somewhat, including
Well,
darkening
Rogmesh
the
said
area.
that they don't go beyond the forest for now. So it's also a day up there. So are we thinking that we're gonna get to the edge of the forest and camp and then deal with it tomorrow, or go in at night?
Expert?
Well,
Everyone turns their heads.
Yeah, I forgot how much of a dick Malcolm was
mhm.
to Halvard,
Oh
so
my God, yes.
Yeah. Yes, Nick.
It's like rule of thumb. Rule of thumb. Nyx is a dick to everybody, but Malcolm is specifically a dick to Halvard.
yeah.
Right. Well, as for undead, they're typically found or more active in the darker times since, well, bit of a scare factor there. But as for bright times, it's not that they can't be out during the day. It's just that not as likely.
Fascinating.
So does this also mean, well, I'm guessing we should hunt during the night then, or because if we can't find them during the day, I'd rather not be jumped at night.
Right, but if they're more active at night, then finding out what is actually causing this during the day might be useful as well.
What do you think, expert?
I'd say go
Forehead
for the
straight out.
day, and if nothing substantial is found, then try again at night.
Words of wisdom.
He's got a point. Well then, are we walking or riding?
If we're looking at anywhere between 50 and 30 undead, possibly more, would you like to expose the horses to those dangers?
Not after I paid all that money for him. No, I do not.
Yes, I'd rather keep Penelope safe.
I would rather not be transformed into a horse while we're fighting undead.
Besides, I think Daddy needs a little alone time with Penelope.
They're gonna come back after this quest with Petunia pregnant, or excuse me, Penelope
Petunia.
pregnant.
A completely other one. Penelope's pissed.
It's like,
Eat
look,
her.
it's word association because when I think of women, I think of flowers, and then Petunia's a flower, and
All right, then let's get going. If we're gonna make it there with my size legs, we better hurry.
Yep. So, heading northwards out of the town, you guys are traveling. The end of your traveling day, you do not reach the forest because she quoted you guys travel time on horse.
Mhm.
Ah,
But
shit.
after making camp and the next day, moving forward, a little past half day, you guys finally arrive at the edge of the forest. Stretches as far as the eye can see in either direction as you guys approach, and nothing, at least initially, seems to stand out on the edge of the forest as dead things this way.
Hmm.
if only things were that obvious.
You mean like if only we had somebody who knew about undead and knew where they laid or rested?
Yes, expert.
Again, this is a bit of unusual case. If they're being controlled by someone, everything could drastically change.
So, when you said you're an expert on undead things,
Normal undead, that are sort of like made out of spite or just risen and are left there.
and how do you know that this isn't that? I'm just asking because you're the expert.
Well, typically, the ones I killed don't come back.
So, you've killed undead things, and then when you kill an undead thing, it doesn't come back? Or are you saying you killed things and it didn't come back as undead?
Both.
Do we need to do something to the bodies to stop them from coming back?
Do we know that these things have been killed as they were undead and came back even more undead? Do you have an expert term for undead?
I believe we call that Red Dead Redemption.
Dude,
Return of the Dead.
isn't this something we should have asked in town?
What
Well,
if they
our
come back?
expert didn't ask, so I didn't think it was a question needed asking.
Right,
I had the question in mind.
well, we're
Yes.
not gonna figure anything out just by sitting here talking, so we might as well move on. And he just starts walking into the forest.
You're the expert.
As Mithrinix is more specifically, Mithrinix is going to be looking for not necessarily signs of undead, but of high trafficking, considering they were told like the area was like inhabited by previous parties, which means that their movements might indicate where they might at least at some point been traveling through and maybe even encountered undead.
Yeah, no, you guys have been following looks like at one point decently used road towards the forest, but has since been overgrown. Um, and grass and other things have started to overtake it once again. So you guys at least have a path that leads to the forest, but once it merges to the actual forest, the path ends.
Okay, so any signs of outside interference entering the forest have overgrown since.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So with Halvard leading, you're trudging into the forest.
Don't worry, guys. We have an expert.
Yeah. Expert, would you like to? Are you looking for something specific? Are you kind of just going in a cardinal direction until you encounter something? What are you doing?
Well, I'm going into a direction, and I guess I'll look for tracks that seem like tracks that seem like injured or like staggered, like they're not moving properly, like with a proper gait.
Okay. Go ahead
You
and
can go ahead
give me
and
a
give
survival
me.
check.
13.
Nothing specifically shows up as a wounded or injured. Incorrect pathing. I mean, you're not really finding really. I mean, you come across like what looks to be like one animal trail that has long since been used, but you don't come across any real footprints or foot traffic of any type that's out of the natural.
Got it.
That's after about a half hour of walking.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yep. Honestly, not seeing much or anything indicative of undead.
Well, you're the
Well, you're
expert.
smell.
Make a perception check. It smells like some good old forest.
So there's no like undead smell, rotten.
Nope.
Smelling the undead.
You know what? Even though it only goes out to 60 feet, it never hurts. But like maybe like an hour and a half in, like uh, Nyx would attempt to use a divine sense to see if like maybe they're like on the edge of something.
Okay.
Spread out more. Would that help?
Spread out. I don't want to get caught by myself, just in case. I've never dealt with one of these before.
You could stay in the middle.
Well, if it's just zombies, then should be fine.
They're not
We just
exactly known to be quick, are they? 'Cause this is directed towards up. Well, are they are they fast? Are they?
Oh, no, they're actually rather slow. Yeah,
Well,
they don't
towards
move
the
well.
days happens.
And Malcolm would be right up next to you, Halvard,
Mhm.
taking in your expert abilities.
Yeah, I'll fall back a little bit.
Yeah, basically at hour and a half intervals, like uh, uh, as they're traveling, Nyx would just like because he honestly has uses to burn, would
Yeah, no, I was just letting
use
them all
divine
talk
sense. Yeah.
first.
Oh yeah.
So about an hour and a half in, you pop your divine sense, and as you're kind of walking around, what it lasts for 10 minutes, or is that one a minute?
The I wish it worked. I wish it worked that long. Uh,
Or is it a
it only
single
works
action?
for 6 seconds.
Oh, okay. Luckily,
Trust me, I
it's
wish it could work that long.
Wait, there like birds in the trees? Are there like any animals?
you can hear them, but you don't see any.
Could I recognize the type? Wait, I've I've been a druid for years. Would I know that like the birds sound the same to each other? Like, can they speak to each other regularly, or do they have to be the same species of birds?
It's they can sing to each other from far distance. That's what you hear as yourself. But to actually talk with one another, it's telepathic, and you have to be up close to them.
No, I mean like if I turn into a bird,
Yeah.
can I speak to the birds, or do they have to be the same species of birds?
You wild shaping does not give you the ability to speak as that animal.
Okay.
Hence, uh, speak with animals would be almost redundant at that point. Since your wild shape would last way longer than the spell did.
But it's more about like just like even when like the stat block of like of a beast creature, they just don't list any languages at all, so there's not like a language to have.
Yeah, that's why it's a telepathic, like bestial thing that different animals can talk to one another. But since you technically aren't that animal, if you get polymorphed, you could. But since you're technically still yourself deep down, you can't make that connection.
But I would sound like an animal.
You would verbally sound like an animal because you've changed your vocal cords and everything.
Okay.
All right. So Matronics, after about an hour and a half, you kind of ping it out real quick, in as you're striding to try and make as much distance as possible within that 6 seconds. You do pick up 2 undead vibes underground.
Medronix just like pauses for a moment and stops.
What's up?
I sense undead.
Where? And he just draws his pike.
Oh, I guess
He looks
the
downward.
expert wasn't the first one to find him.
It's like he literally looks downward.
Yeah, however, like, guess where you are? How deep down can you tell?
About 10 feet.
Is that like buried down? Like,
Depends what culture you're with or how long ago. Because, I mean, hell, you could die on the surface, but after decades and decades of uninterruptedness, you could. Force floor will eventually kind of eat you and suck you underneath.
Yeah, just they're about 10 feet underground.
Right.
Well, expert, what do we do now?
Well, if you really want to see an undead, you can dig them out, but I'd rather not, if that's all the same to you.
You're the expert.
So one part of me really wishes we could just like have recorded this and then send it to Malcolm.
So I am recording this.
Oh, please send the clips of this, because anyway, I
Right,
guess like
so
at least perception wise, like does the part of the forest that they're in right now like seem unusual in any way?
Make a perception check. The 2 blips aren't right next to each other. There's like a good 40 to 50 feet between the 2 of them, and the one that's closest to you is slightly higher in the ground than the other one, maybe like closer to 8 feet.
Uh-huh.
And the closest one to you sits about 20 feet ahead of you. But as
Yeah,
far
so-
as looking at the actual forest around, it doesn't seem to be anything off, ominous, or anything like that.
Can I do a ritual cast of detect magic?
Sure, you're gonna take 11 minutes to sit here.
Yep.
Okay.
And Madrynix will kind of like give those approximate locations. I'd be careful where you stand. It's possible, if they are truly undead, that they might be waiting for an ambush.
All right. So, ritual casting starts up. Everyone, what's your passive perceptions?
25.
10.
And
Oh, aren't I silly? 12. It's like I literally just rolled perception.
Yeah, Malcolm's is 12 as well. So about 7 minutes into the ritual cast, Fez, you notice it as you're currently like doing a circle around the group, trying just to reach out as your druidness to the forest around you. You look over at Halvard, who's ritual casting, and you realize that it seems like the forest floor has started to slowly I guess the best word would be meld with Halvard.
Guys, I kind of gesture towards Halberd. Then I cast Shillelagh.
oh shit! Does it look like his legs are turning into branches or something? Or
So basically,
Or
it's
is
like
it-
sitting Indian style.
Mhm.
He's sinking into the ground, or what?
It's more
Or
like
is
the
it-
ground's is like slowly starting to cocoon him.
oh,
Madrynix would like to maybe possibly do an athletics to interrupt Halvard and pull them off.
Sure, go ahead and give me an athletics.
Yep.
Halvard, you just feel
Mhm.
a giant claw on your shoulder as
Mhm.
Nyx
As he yeets you off the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Oh shit! Oh god. Okay, what was that?
your pants are now ripped,
God.
and so your ass and back of your legs are all showing right now.
oh shit!
Right. Thank you.
Just as pale up top as he is below.
Oh, I'm sorry. That
You
is a
get
lot of white right
attention
now.
home as he sets you down.
And after Halvard's no longer there, the tatters of the bottom of his pants kind of still resides connected to the forest floor, and it kind of like almost looks like water for a moment as it sucks the fabric in, and then it looks like normal forest floor again.
I don't think the forest likes me.
You're the
Oh, I
expert.
think it likes you too much.
I believe that explains why the undead are underground.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah, but I mean, does that mean at night it expels them, or I don't understand.
Maybe.
I'm unfamiliar with these kinds of magics. Are any of you?
Yes, very
Um,
unfamiliar.
could I potentially glean anything from this?
Like you said, you don't know too much about this type of undead.
Hmm.
Would I know anything about like Million of the Earth magic? Like,
Yeah, there's plenty of druid magic that does that. Plenty of other schools of magic that also do it. Wizards and sorcerers. And
kind of look around.
you don't know of any that where the whatchamacallit, the nature does it to you. You know more of people doing it to nature.
I nature, sorcerers, druids, wizards. We can all do this. Uh, I don't see anyone, and I don't know when nature can do this on its own.
I mean, being a druid, you do know of some like
Some like
sentient trees and other
is
things
there
like
like
that, but
a
not forest floor.
like can Earth Elemental do this? Like an Earth Spirit?
Yeah, earth elementals could do stuff like this.
I don't have anything that can actually sense for Earth Elementals.
But to be fair, an earth elemental wouldn't do it so slow.
Yeah, this was like a creeping motion, right?
Yeah.
I I don't know what did this. Like I have ideas, but nothing that would be right.
Hmm. Well,
Was it
should
only
we?
one spot?
You
Uh,
asking me?
but the 9X would respond, "No, there are two of them," and he'll again point them in both directions.
Should we move further into the forest?
I think we were like going for like an hour, right?
Uh, Closer to an hour and a half.
All right.
What do you guys like to do?
I mean, is it actually happening where we're standing too? If we stand still long enough, now that we know that it might happen,
How long do you want to stand there?
well, until I notice something.
Yeah, after about 3 minutes, you feel a little bit of as you kind of like shift in your boots a little bit. It feels almost like thick mud, trying to pick them up.
But it's easy enough to get out of, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we aren't sleeping in the forest tonight, that's for sure.
Is this? Can anyone like sense magic?
Yes, I can. That's what I was trying to do. But again, the whole problem of me staying still for too long.
If we moved like a few minutes away, would that be better? Or would you just cast a spell?
I would again, I'd have to cast this spell ritually. It would take approximately 11 minutes. So unless that new patch of forest doesn't want to eat me, then we should be fine.
I mean, can we put you in a tree?
Hmm. We can definitely try. All right. Are there any trees that look stable enough to hold me?
Oh yeah, all these trees are pretty thick.
All right. I'll attempt to climb one up, climb up one.
Oh,
Acrobatics.
this will be good.
Aha. The one thing I'm not good at. Actually, that's not the one thing I'm not good at. 16.
Yeah, you find a tree and start to climb up it.
Mhm.
Not too much of a problem for you until you get to a branch that's large and sturdy enough for you to kind of like straddle and put your back up against the tree itself.
All right. Then I'll ritually cast detect magic. And you know, hopefully I won't get eaten by the wood.
Okay, so another 11 minutes.
Mhm.
At the end of the 11 minutes, you open your eyes and look around, and you see that the entire forest floor, as well as the trees and leaves, all the nature around here has this semi undulating vibe of magical energy. The same energy across everything, kind of just pulsating.
So I'm pretty sure. I'm just confirming what we already probably guessed, but this forest is magical, or at least semi-magical.
Okay.
Um, as for, let's see, and there's like no like hints of necrotic anywhere.
Nothing's coming across as heavy enough in any sort of magical direction to
Mhm.
indicate a school.
Got it. I'm not seeing any specifics. It's just mostly this just one force, really.
And you're still
Hey,
in the tree,
Fizz.
by the way.
Mhm.
Fizz, you can talk to plants. Can you talk? Or you can talk to animals. Can you talk to plants too?
That is
That was
one
not
level higher
something
than these.
I trained in.
Oh, I was gonna say there's this really cute little patch of crabgrass down here. I was just wondering what it would say.
Please don't step on me.
Ask for consent.
Whoa. I'm honestly not a well of ideas right now. I'm for staying and waiting until nightfall.
Got an
So,
interesting itch on your right thigh right now, Halvard.
I look down.
You got pants on. Well, at least the front half of your pants. You go to itch it and you feel something hard.
Huh?
And it's not your sword. Or your other sword.
What
your
is
pipe.
it?
As you've been sitting on this tree, bare-assed, basically,
Hmm.
the tree has started to grow. Just like the floor.
Oh, god damn it.
And as you kind of move your pants as much out of the way as possible, tendrils of the wood and bark have now started to caress the insides and over the top of your thighs.
Is this like plank rope?
I did not consent, and I'll just like stab at it with my pike.
Your 10-foot pike, you're going to try and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
stab
my
at your
God.
thigh. Okay.
No, I'll do it with my dagger instead.
Okay. Roll to hit.
This is the part where Halbert stabs his own leg.
Yep.
Yep.
Anything under a 14.
Let's see. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Not a 14.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
All right,
Ah,
here we go.
shit.
5.
5 points of stabbing damage as you try to
Right.
cut at the wood, and it slips and digs into your thigh instead.
Ah, shit! Got the tree. The tree is harassing me. Someone tell it to stop.
I've got a hand axe that says stop.
What's funny is basically if like he didn't have pants on, you all could see it would look like the tree is like starting to spread his legs open.
Um. So apparently, the forest has a hard-on for Halvard.
Mm-hmm. I really, I'm gonna try to. Can I? Am I capable of pulling myself out, or at least attempting to?
You can try athletics check.
Yep. 20.
All right, you do suffer some damage.
All right.
Eight points of slashing damage.
That was more than the knife.
You're also dragging both of your legs out of things that have been basically trying to embed themselves in you.
Yeah. Ah, shit, shit.
Let's not even think about the splinters.
Ah, and I just like hop down from the tree. Lesson learned: don't stand still, or this forest in particular hates me.
Hmm.
Mithrinix is going to look to Fez. Can a forest defend itself?
Yes.
Wasn't even doing anything.
Yes, but according to that woman, the forest has been experiencing this for 2.5 months.
You're telling me the forest thinks I'm a corpse?
It thinks you're an intruder.
Well, its force isn't wrong. We're all intruders. Although, is the forest only particularly targeting him?
No, Timberlays stood still long
Oh.
enough to feel it.
Yeah, it
I
only
wanna
took
start-
about 3 minutes.
I'm gonna test something.
What's that?
Well, like find an unbloomed flower, cast Druidcraft on it, and just sit there and wait, and see if it starts trying to capture me. Like I'm using Druidcraft on flowers, seed pods, leaves, all around me. Well, not moving.
Druidcraft doesn't work.
Druidcraft doesn't work.
Nope.
Uh. I think we have a problem.
I think you're right.
You keep
I think
waving your hands around. What are you doing?
my Druid magic doesn't work here.
It works. It just doesn't connect with anything that you try to use it on.
Is the things around me alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, my Druid magic isn't working here.
So we know that standing in one place isn't helping anything. We continue moving in to see if, we can see these undead creatures. And now, are we even sure that they're undead, or are they controlled by the forest? And if so, why?
They are certainly undead. I wouldn't know they were present if they weren't.
Okay.
So, you successfully casted detect magic, yes?
Yes.
What kind of magic was
I
it?
don't know. It was just a magic. It wasn't telling enough to give me any specifics.
And it's all around us, yes?
Yes, the trees, the ground, everywhere.
If we keep moving, can you tell us when it stops working?
Well, up to an hour, sure.
Yeah, let's start moving, see when we can get to a spot where the forest won't absorb us.
Hour? Double check your
But-
spell durations.
Let's see.
It's
15
Wait.
minutes.
10 minutes. Yes, my bad. 10 minutes.
Also, technically, you have to roll 2 con saves.
Right.
Yep.
Let me see. First one is a natural 20. Second one is a 13.
You're good. And after all the discussion and everything, you probably have about like 8 minutes left of it.
Yeah. So approximately 8 minutes.
So, where are you guys going? Further north or in any of the other directions?
Hmm. I think we should start heading back. If we're going to wait till nightfall, or if not, then we can start heading north more.
how long have we been Like, what time is this? Afternoon? Late afternoon?
Yeah, you guys have about 3 hours left of light.
Let's move back.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
All right, then heading back it is.
Okay.
Remember to tell us when magic stops showing.
Will do.
Yeah, you don't
Should
have
we
to worry
walk
about
at
that.
a brisk pace, or
Jog?
yeah, like a jog, or we're gonna walk?
Hmm. I think a walk should be fine. It's not like we need to be anywhere in a hurry. Plus, I don't think my legs are really feeling a jog right now.
But we can put another expert tag, expert at being sodomized by a forest.
I don't think it happening just once would count as an expert.
You're the expert. Come on, you're a tough guy. You can pick up the pace a little.
Fine, fine.
Onyx sees a splinter, takes a towel, and just kind of like plucks it from your ass.
Thanks. Right, jogging time.
All right. So you guys travel the entire 8 minutes until the detect magic is gone. The
Mhm.
vibe you're getting does not fade.
Yep. And when it fades, just say, I just wanted to know, faded. Still no end to it in sight.
Let's get out of this forest and find out if it extends past the forest or just inside.
Okay. So traveling an hour and a half to get back to the edge of the forest, you guys eventually come out a little ways off from where you first entered, but close enough to redirect yourselves and get over to that path.
Mhm.
But you guys are outside the forest. You have about an hour, a little over an hour left of light.
If we stand still long enough, like 3-5 minutes, something like that, does the ground start trying to or keep trying to eat us? Or
Nope.
all right,
All right. Would you mind? Oh, actually, I'm gonna try ritually casting detect magic.
Okay. At the end of the 11 minutes, your detect magic's up.
I like the forest. Everything okay?
You see the same sort of pulsating energy of magic flowing through pretty much all natural things of the forest.
I cast Druidcraft on an unbloomed flower. Does it work?
In the forest, no.
So this entire forest has been, I don't know what's happened to this forest. But my magic, like, druid-wise, doesn't work.
on the forest.
In the forest, and in regards to said forest.
Okay.
And I'd rather not try to use up a more complex spell just in case it doesn't work and we have a fight going on.
Right, right. Can you burn it down?
Can I burn down the forest?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure the locals would be okay with that.
Just asking.
I mean, I won't know until I try.
True. True. Very true. And the last thing we need is an angry forest.
I think the forest is already upset with us.
Or perhaps it's simply angry at whatever is causing the issue to begin with.
We'll find out at night. Kill the undead. Purify with fire and holy magic, I suppose.
It would just be holy magic. Fire, well, good to use. doesn't have the properties that holy magic does.
Do we know how many undead there are?
Well, she said 15 to 35, I believe, but
A lot. The
along,
answer's a lot.
along, yeah, along with the big guy and, yeah.
I mean, do you have enough? I kind of do the wiggly fingers to purify them all.
Are you talking to me?
No, him.
Oh,
Right. So, um, you see, I went the slightly harder route of instead of using um holy magic, I just hit them so hard they couldn't really reform.
I just kind of look at him like,
That's all right.
so what's the difference between what you do and what any of the others here can do?
Right. Nothing. I've just dealt with them before. Oh, not them before. I I've dealt with some before.
Right. Uh, I'm assuming undead surround and eat their opponents.
If there's enough of them. Not a Bobby.
I look around us. We're in a forest and like flat plains, right?
No, it's more like hilly grassland.
Is there a place where we can go and like fortify?
I mean, nothing natural. It's not like you have cave systems to deal with right here. You just got like rolling hills. So, top of the hill or the bottom of a hill would be your best option. But even then, it's not a whole lot of extra cover.
I'm not seeing anything we could use as defensive cover against a horde of creatures.
Well, you got the forest.
Yes, a force that wants to consume us.
Who knows, maybe the forest will help us if it realizes that they're the enemies instead of us.
You can try. Do you want to go back into the forest and look for a place where we can?
No.
Yeah.
By my judgment, although I'm not personally an expert in these things, it seems that no matter what is in the forest, whether entryway or is currently in there, the forest will treat them exactly the same.
Oh, you sound about just as much an expert as our expert does.
You said that things you found were underground, yes?
Correct. I originally thought that perhaps they were waiting in ambush, but with this new information, it might simply be that they are trapped, as the forest has dug them underneath.
well, wouldn't that just
And of course,
solve our
since they
problem
cannot
then?
die, they cannot suffocate.
It's not so much solve our problem as they're still being harassed, yes, by the undead.
Well, that's what she said, yeah, but
I imagine that the only undead that are the ones trapped by the forest are the ones that are too slow.
So we don't even know where the rest of the undead are. So I'm assuming we have to go look for those undead. And then maybe check back with these undead to see if they're still trapped there. Yes?
sure.
Potentially. Of course, if we were to find the origin point of whatever is causing this entire mess, then perhaps the forest will lower its defenses, if that is truly what is occurring.
Well, I can run around in the dark just fine. I'm not sure about the rest of you if you guys want to risk it.
I've got a torch.
We all have torches. Do you want to look at night? See if we can spot something different?
Sure.
And since we know that the previous forest we were in had a guardian. Maybe perhaps this forest has a guardian as well.
I think the forest itself is the guardian in this case.
Probably should have asked that back in the village.
We did.
And what did
I
they
asked
say?
specifically.
And what did they say?
No guardian that they are aware of, and they'd lived here for several decades. But of course, that is based on personal knowledge, not necessarily true knowledge.
I know what spell I'm getting at third circle.
In any case, if we happen to encounter any of the particular sturdy undead, while I don't have much experience fighting them myself, Master has informed me that the particularly sturdy ones will stay down when infused with radiant energy.
So do we wait here until nighttime?
I mean,
It
I'm
makes
up
no
for it.
difference to me.
I'm willing to wait as well. Could use a little rest.
Malcolm's already leaned up on the side of a hill.
The grass outside the forest is safe, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna lay down, relax.
Yep.
All right. So everyone sits down, and you guys have about an hour, so you can short rest if anybody needs to. And
Yes, please.
you guys prep your yourselves for a little bit of some nighttime forest adventure. And that's where we're ending tonight's session. Who knows what
This
the
whole
forest-
session just reminds me of
7.
just how much level 4 hurts.
Right before the good level.
Just like, oh man, we need to buy horses.
All the money, bye-bye.
DM, were we
Yeah.
getting experience for like the past few sessions?
Yeah. I just haven't divvied it out yet, because wanted to make sure you all had lived.
Right.
That's not very
Which, you know, is not
reassuring.
an unfair evaluation, considering the first fight, and then the second fight.
Yeah.
And then third fight, which was basically a continuation of the second fight.
I mean, I calculated it all, and no one's leveled up yet, so
It's unfortunate.
that's why I haven't put anything down just yet. All right, guys. So, any other questions?
Nope.
I'm good.
All right. Well, we'll come back to outside the forest on next session. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, you guys have a great week, and we'll see you Sunday.
All right.
Right.
Thank
See
you.
later.
Have a good night, guys.
Night.
Bye.
Hey, everyone.
Thank you for those who stayed with us. Have a great night,
Yeah, I'm out too. I'm falling asleep.
and we will see you next Sunday.